viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a home of accurate news and current news. For those who subscribe to our channel, God bless you for subscribing. And if you're yet to do so, please kindly press the subscription button below. And now the news in details. 6 U.S. lawmakers write Malami over Sowore. Demands transparent trial, fair treatment of suspects. 6 United States of America lawmakers have written a joint letter to the Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami over continued detention of the convener of Harsh Revolution Now protest and publishers of Sahara reporters Omoyele Sowore. Sowore and his co-defendant Olawale Bakare are facing trials for alleged conspiracy to commit treason, money laundering and insulting the president. The accused were granted bail on December 11 after spending 123 days in the detention facility of the Department of State Services (DSS). But Sowore was re-arrested within the premises of the Abuja Federal High Court shortly after Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu, who presided over his trial, had adjourned the case till next February. The United States lawmakers noted that Nigeria, under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, had been trampling on citizens' rights and had failed to be an example of respect for the rule of law on the African continent. They maintained that, as the largest democracy in Africa, Nigeria has an opportunity and responsibility to serve as model for following the established rule of law under its own constitution. The lawmakers who signed the letter are Senator Robert Menendez, Charles Schumer, Cory Booker, and Christopher Coons, as well as Congressmen Bill Pascrell and John Kotreme. The lawmakers expressed grave concern over what they perceived to be state impunity and secrecy surrounding the trials of Sowore, whom they submitted was not getting the right to a fair trial. This letter stated further, disturbing videos of the melee in court are circulating, which appears to show armed agents in court, and Mr. Sowore being placed in chokehold, after which he was re-detained by DSS, though no new charges have since been filed to justify this re-detention. We understand that this case has since been placed within your purview. We are pleased to stand alongside Nigeria as a democratic country, has the largest democracy in Africa. Nigeria has an opportunity and responsibility to serve as model for following the established rule of law under its own constitution. And as with all advanced democracies, this includes the lawful application of prosecutorial powers and actions, as well as ultimate compliances with judicial rulings. In the case of Mr. Sowore, this does not appear to have happened. The lawmakers said Nigerians ought to learn to uphold basic human rights of citizens, including their freedom of expressions and political affiliations, without fear of government, reprisal, and harassment, particularly for opposing or dissenting voices. They further urged the AGF to take immediate steps to ensure the safety and security of Mr. Sowore while he is held in government custody. Work to facilitate speedy and fair resolution to the circumstances of his re-detention and ensure he received a legally sound and credible trials. The rights group converge on Abuja tomorrow. Meanwhile, as the 14-day ultimatum given the federal government by 200 civil society organizations (CSOs) for the release of Mr. Sowore and others from detention lapses tomorrow. Comrade Deji Adeyanju on his Twitter handle appealed to Nigerians to join members of CSO who, he said, will gather at the Unity Fountain in Abuja by 6 p.m. on Monday for a solemn assembly and prayers to call on the government to release Sowore. Agba Jalingo, Daigiyata, and every prisoners of co-science before the new year. Also, a tacit release from Professor Wole Soyinka made available by EIE Nigeria Weekly Updates on Friday reads, "May I remind this government that disobedience calls for disobedience, and that disobedience of the orders of the constitutional repository of the moral authority of arbitration, the judiciary, can only lead to a people disregard of the authority of other arms of civil society." So viewers, today, what do you think about this news? What is your own take about the 6 US lawmakers that wrote a malami over Sowore'S case? To me, I think this case of Sowore'S is becoming too complex and complex every blessed day, because I see no reason why our Mr. President does not want to release this guy. I don't know why it's taking him much time to release him, because now it is now clear that our Mr. Muhammadu Buhari is taking laws into his hands. And now it is now clear that Mr. Buhari is above the law, which is not supposed to be so. You can imagine everybody, the leaders in the United States, in other country, they interfere with, they try to help the matter about Sowore'S case, but no avail. No avail. I don't know why our Nigerian government is acting this way. The rule of law does not mean anything to them. The court of law does not mean anything to them. And that is very bad. So my first question is that why do we have the court of law when they can't obey the court of law? Why? Why? It is just so uncalled for. This guy met the bail and still he is still under the custody of the DSS. And now they are not ready to release him. And now the 6 United States lawmakers, they wrote a letter to Malami for the release of this guy, and still no response. So it's like the way this case is leading to, we don't understand, because it looks as if our Mr. Muhammadu Buhari is taking laws into his hands. And I hope he is not going to regret the case of this Sowore'S. I hope he is not going to regret that, because he has done the same thing to some other people. Look at Ezaki, look at Dazuki and the rest like that. They are still in the prison. They are still in the prison. So it's just crazy. Trust me. And my opinion is just, let's just keep praying for this guy. Let's just keep praying for him. And let's keep praying for the government, that God should touch their heart one day to release Sowore'S. Sorry. God should touch their hearts to release Sowore'S. So viewers, today, what do you think about this news? What is your own take? Please, your comment is very important to us. Kindly drop your comments at the comment section, and we appreciate you. We want to say thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for your comments at all time. God bless you. See you on our next video.